Hi guys, welcome back to Battle Spirit Central. Here is Nick, and I managed to get top 8 at the Grand Opera Germany with this purple Nemesis list. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time to record this in the venue there are at Karlsruhe. So Luca asked me to record this, and then we'll get this on the channel. So thanks for having me, and I'll go on to explain how Modark works and the idea behind it. And as I said, this is a Nemesis list, and the deck is really built around him, and it's a really underrated card. Many people didn't give much credit to it, but yeah, I think it's really good. It has 3 effects, and a card with 3 effects printed on can't be that bad. It helps a lot getting value, especially with the first effect, to draw 2 cards, destroying one of our spirits, or like depleting and sending 2 cards from one opponent spirit to the reserve. And basically we use it a lot in combo with the Rotting Swarm Nexuses. And this is a really good draw engine that helps a lot to out-advantage our opponent. The goal of the deck is to get out of advantage, out of much more than our opponents can do. So we have this main engine to draw and many other ways to draw, like the Dark Knight Aglovale, which draws when they dies with Straw Cornet, so it combos really well with Nemesis. And also we have the one summon effect, like Cavalier and the Dragon Swordsman, which is also not a rated card. Many people don't like it, but I like it for consistency reason and because it's a good turn 1 play. Of course, it's a weaker version of Cavalier, but I think it's still good. And also we have the Dragon Assassin, which is another spirit that draws as a card, but it also has curse, so it's pretty useful against some matchups. We'll get to that later. Also, a good part of our draw engine are, of course, the Nexuses. Rotting Swarm goes really well in combo with the Balance or the Nemesis, and also like when we attack with curse or anything we want. So it's pretty good to draw, and of course the strongest draw card in the game is, of course, the Network Depths, which is allows us to draw a lot of cards. A really good problem is with this deck is you risk to deck out, but you need to be careful. But by the way, we still play the Curse Dragon combo with Baculus and 2 copies of Curse Dragon, and it's not our main focus, but since we draw so much, I like it having it as an option. Basically, the idea behind drawing so much is to toolbox everything we could and to get away with every matchup mostly. So I'll just play 1 Baculus because I don't love it against aggro. If you draw it against a really fast hand, it's really useless. So I like having 2 Curse Dragon in the main to face against like Pterosaur and the white aggro, and to not die and to have a comeback. Speaking about how we deal with aggro, of course Nemesis is another way because it can block, it's a really big body, and in combo with Deadly Balance, it can destroy 2 spirits of our opponent, 1 for the effect of Deadly Balance and 1 for the Nemesis. So it's a really versatile card. It's a really, in fact we play 4 copies of, even if it's a cost 7. But this has so much utility. Another way we deal with aggro, of course, is Beldegor. We play 4 copies of. It's so good. Yeah, it performs so well, of course. The fact that we loop it with Cavalier and the 3 copies of Mordred, which is really good, especially because it's potentially 2 removals in 1 card. So I love this, and the fact that it's really useful to help us making Beldegor come back is really strong. Of course, our worst matchup is Pterosaur because we play a lot of one summon effect, and they have Starburst Law, other than being an aggro deck, which is our natural weakness. But I think in the way I teched out the deck, it works really well. So continuing, we have 2 copies of Burning Force. Still, I don't love this against aggro. It can be useful, but it's mostly for the matchups where decks are important, like other purple, yellow, and white, because they play other than Fulla, which is a problem to us. They also play the Rocket City. Rocket City is our main enemy because we draw so much and we don't want to lose card, especially when they have 2 of them. We play 3 Court Theft, which is really good against aggro, and if you manage to go late game when we have like 20 cards in hand, which is really easy with this deck, yeah, we can like deal with anything. 3 deadly bounce, I think is the perfect number, especially to deal with like our immortal effects and the nemesis effect with the value we can get from Glove. So it has a lot of utility, and of course 4 ice shields because we don't like to lose. For a side deck, we play the Furcus Dragon for facing aggro better and having the comeback. We play just 1 Meduc. It is for white. I wish I had more, on being honest, because I prepared a lot for yellow and for purple and for like the aggro matchups. But I didn't respect white enough. I wish I kept more space in the side for that. But this is a really good way to deal with those words. Because yes, we have a good amount of course unit. We have like the Agglovale, which is, as I said, is really good for lowering the curve, and it's a course, lets us draw. The same thing with Dragonaga, I draw with Soul Cornet, Chaos Course, and Carbonite, which is such a great card that helps a lot with making reduction on board and helps us out with putting down the Nexuses. It's pretty good. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty good also having just one of what you need, because basically you can draw your entire deck with this. So we also played the second Bacchus, especially against these, especially against Fable Beast. I feel like it's useful because they draw and get coursed with the Cathedral when we kill something in the attack step. So having way to do mass removal in the main step, maybe 2 times in a game, is pretty good. Also, we play double Boarding Force in the side, always to help against like purple and yellow and white, because yeah, in some matchups it's more like who sees the Nexuses first, and even if our draw engine is better and draw us more, if they get more advantage first, they can kill us before we get our engine going. So having this battle of Nexus slash Nexus removals is pretty interesting, so we have to take account of it. And going on, we have 3 copies of Suppression. This is really good against aggro, and I really like it, especially when you get like good big bodies like Nemesis, like the Cross Dragon. It's really useful, also to survive, to get the point where you play those cards. So I'm really happy with this card. And also we play 2 Angelic Pressures, is always for white, because we have to face like the Fullest with the Pegasian, and yeah, those kind of cards. I wish we had more, as always. It's really hard to find the space for every matchup, so I wish I had more white hate. But yeah, I think the list is pretty good. I really enjoy playing it. It's really fun to play. It's a bit hard because it's really to make mistake with this. But yeah, I managed to get me to top 4, so I'm really happy with it. I like the theory behind it, to draw basically your entire deck, to have this draw engine and then toolbox everything is something that I learned a lot from like the older version of Battle Spirits. So I'm really happy of this list. So thanks for having me here. Shout out to my team, the Team the Lords, so check their channel, and our 4th member, which is Arla, Andrea. They all helped me test this list, and yeah, to get the results. So thanks to everyone, and to everyone who attended the Grand Open Germany, and thanks to Battle Spirit Chance Central too. So see you next time.